So in this Grid Manager tab here, I will add a new Cartesian grid. Then I will edit this grid. Oops, this is the first one here. I'm going to edit this grid here. Let's start by determining the steps of this grid. I like to set it to a size that gives me a better idea of the board dimensions. Normally I use millimeters, so I'm going to set my steps here to 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter. For the extent of this grid, I'm going to make it the size of my board first, so let's take its width here first. I'm going to click Select based on the PCB. Then I come here to the 0 point on my PCB. Then I come to the maximum point of my PCB. And now for the height, I will also remove this lock and select it based on my board. So I come here to the beginning, I position it here at this point, and here I set the height of my board, like this. I also want to set an origin point so the grid can start counting from 0. I'm going to set this origin point here at the beginning of my board, like this, and I will ask Altium to show my origin. This part here with the quadrants is where Altium identifies where my grid is valid. I can choose whether I want the grid to go only to the positive side, starting from 0, or also to the negative side of x, the negative side of x and y, or only the negative side of y. I'll leave it only on the positive xy side, because I believe this view looks better. Another thing I like to do is change the grid to a color that I can identify more easily. I'll use yellow. And my favorite view is the dot view. Okay, clicking apply, now I can see that my grid has been created. Each distance between these dots is 1 millimeter. This way I can get a better idea of the size of my board. I can also check up there that Altium starts marking my grid according to this size. You can see up there that there is dx and dy. Now, as I move my mouse cursor, Altium also gives me this reference based on the grid I created for my board. So now I can use all these features here in design while looking at my grid, seeing each of these squares, and having a better idea of how big my printed circuit board will be. Another very interesting option for making a board shape is to use some of the geometric shapes that Altium already provides here. So I can click up here and use a line, an arc, or a circle. Let's assume I wanted to make a circular board. I can use this circle option and use my grid to get a good idea of how big this board will be. After making this circle, I can press Escape just to exit this tool. But with the circle still selected, I can come here to Design, then Board Shape, and then Define Board Shape from Selected Object. In this way, Altium creates my board shape according to this circle. But to finish the board correctly, I will come here and delete the circle that I built. Then, I go back to Design, Board Shape, and create primitives from Board Shape. I can set a thickness. I will set it to 0.02 and click OK. Now, I have my created board shape in green. And again, if I come here to 3D, I can see that my printed circuit board now has this circular shape. Personally, I really like using these line, circle, and drawing resources inside Altium to create the board shape. This is very similar to making a drawing here inside Altium. We can also bring an external drawing into our Altium file. If you have a DXF file with a specific design and you want your board to have that design, you can import that drawing here. Then you can use these same resources to select the design, click Design, Board Shape, and define board shape from selected object. I'll go deeper into this feature with you in a future video. While I was laying out this circuit for you, I was thinking about what kind of board I could make to demonstrate this circuit. So, I'm going to make a pendant. I'll make it as if it were an accessory to be used. For a while now, I've wanted to make something that represents women in technology. Maybe a pin or a small gift that I could give to my tech friends. So, I'm going to make this board with that theme. This board will be a circle, but I will draw it here from scratch, already thinking about the final board. This is the result here. This is the size of my board. When building my board, I used the battery holder as a reference because this will be a very small pendant. So the largest electronic component I had here was the battery. I just needed to make sure that my battery would fit inside the board area. I'll show you how we know where our electronic component is. Look, here I have the battery holder, and here I have an LED. I will position them here in a more open way on my board, just to show you the layer concept of a printed circuit board. As soon as I place these components here, I can come back to view in 3D mode, and I can see both the battery holder and my LED simulated on my board. By pressing the V and B commands on my keyboard, I can see the bottom of my printed circuit board. Pressing V and B again, I can see the top of my printed circuit board. To move an electronic component from the top of the board to the bottom of the board, I come back here to 2D. I click on my electronic component. I come to Properties and change it from top to bottom. That way, it turns blue here in my view. In Altium Designer, everything on the top layer is red and everything on the bottom layer is blue. We can manipulate these layers in these views below. And now, in my 3D view, I can see the battery holder here on the top and the LED on the bottom. This same rule will later apply to the electronic connections, where we will build the traces between these electronic components. Some traces will be on the top and some traces will be on the bottom. That is because what we are designing here is a double-sided printed circuit board. In other words, it has two layers of copper, one on the top and one on the bottom. A single-sided printed circuit board connects all electronic connections on just one side and positions the electronic components on just one side as well. I'm removing the components here because this specific printed circuit board, which I am building together with you today, is a more artistic board. So these electronic components will need to be positioned on top of a specific drawing that I am adding to the board. The board does not have any graphic elements that are relevant for building its design yet. So I'm going to invert the conventional order a little bit in this construction. First, I will add all the graphic elements of my printed circuit board, including the text and drawings that I want to appear. And only after that, I will position the electronic components and create the traces.